Good morning. It's Susan Smith with StampCreatively. I'm a little early and I know that, but some days, for those of you like me who are doing both ends of parenting and grandparenting and parenting your parents, it kind of seems like it's crazy some days. So today I'm a little early and I know that, but I have two of the favorite camp cards to show you. So I'm going to show you these camp cards. Again, I apologize for those of you who, my goal is always to be here Wednesday at 9 o'clock, and life just seems to be happening. So this is one of the favorites from camp. I always pull them. I always say, just tell me what your favorite is. I don't care what it is. I'm just always curious. So this was a fan favorite. I used This Wonderful World, which was not my favorite when Sale-a-bration came out, but I've worked with it. I'm a fan. And then I like this Stepping Stone words set. It has some great words with just some simple designs, and because the Wonderful World Sale-a-bration set was wordless, I needed to add my own. And this is my favorite one right now. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. It didn't match my florally pattern on this, so I used Wrinkles Should Merely Indicate Where Smiles Have Been, because that's the stage I'm in. So this is the designer series paper from the annual catalog, and it's, I want to say time worn, but I think it's something else. But it's in the annual catalog. Wait a minute, I'm just going to grab one and look because I've gone brain dead. That happens a lot. I've had Kayla and her kids have been here for 4 days, so that's 5 extra people. They ran off this morning, and so I could do this because they're loud. Okay, so it is, where's the paper? It's this one. Oh, Textured Chic. Oh my gosh, brain dead. It's the Textured Chic Designer Series paper. It's one of my favorites. Right there it is. So that's what I used for this design, and this is the gold, the brushed gold textured paper, and it is, I'll have this in a link on my YouTube channel. Make sure you sign up for my email. If you're not on my email list, sign up for my email, because that's where most of my information goes to. This is Distressed Gold. It's so pretty. It's paper. It's not super thick, and I like it. So that's what I used on here. I couldn't decide on the ribbon, so I had them both out and allowed them to choose. This is the gold that's in the holiday catalog. There's 2 different ones. They're both beautiful. The frames that I used are these fabulous frames that are in the catalog. They've got all these that cut the inside outside. So now let me show you how I did that. Vanilla cardstock, long ways, folded it. Okay, I didn't use my Wonder Basement bone folder. What the heck? Who am I? There's a smudge right here, but it's not going to matter. Okay, then I picked, they got to choose which designer series paper they used. Doesn't really matter. They're both beautiful. I'm going to use this one. My seal has run away from home. Let me grab one from my desk. I had camp. That's what I did last week. I had camp, and when I have camp and like one of the seals runs out, I run over and get the one from this desk, and then have a tendency to forget to replace it. So this is cut 4 by 4. I wanted it to fit right on there. And this is always a debate. So I have my words, and I can stamp my words right here, or I can trim this off and stamp the words right here. And so I tell people, I'm like, well, give it your best shot. If this one stamps well, then you don't need to trim it off. So this one's stamped good enough, I'm not going to trim it. So then I took they had an option of tying the ribbon around this piece or just tying it around the whole card. So this one I'm going to do it where we tie it around the whole card. I'm going to use this one because, again, like I said, you'll have a picture of both then, because I had a terrible time deciding which one I was going to do. So I'm just going to tie this on, and again, I always tie on the bolt. Snip that off, and I didn't waste any. Okay, so then I took that distressed gold and I ran it through the fabulous frame. So I'm going to put this down, and I put this on with glue dots. So I'm going to take my glue dots, and I just put a couple on it. I put it up here in the middle and on each side. If it moves a little bit, I was okay with that. And then you have this big piece of distressed gold that doesn't have anything on it. I mean, it's just, let's stick this on. Right like that. So then I had this big piece of distressed gold, and I decided I was going to stamp on the back. So I stamped that flower in early espresso. I use this flower right here. I stamped it in early espresso, and then I'm going to stick it right under here, flat to the card. It's so pretty. I took a petal pink, a dark petal pink, and because it's early espresso, you can't really color. You can just kind of highlight a little bit, just to add a little bit of color to those flowers. And then for embellishments on this one, I use the polished dots. Can you see them on there? There's one in the center. So I use the polished dots on this one. I'm going to use these new fine sparkle ones because I like them. Put one in the middle. And they're a real pale peachy color, which I like a lot. All right, there we go, friends. And because this is on the card and not under this, I can scooch it down. Fan favorite. Whoops, there we go. I was looking at the card, not at what you were seeing. So that was card one that they really liked. Not hard at all. And they were super happy. Because sometimes we just need a real elegant card. Now, there were some people that didn't. One of the ladies had to go to a wedding, and so she didn't put these words down here. We put a sentiment that was appropriate for a wedding, so she took that card to a wedding. All right, here's card number 2. So when we go through a catalog, I mean, we're the worst. I've told you this before. I tell stories about my friends. And when we go through this catalog, we go, yeah, I'm not getting that, and I'm not getting that, and I don't like that. And then we end up with, you know, pretty much all of it, because Stampin' Up, we see a sample, someone else does something real cute, or we come up with an idea. So here's the fat bird. Not getting the fat bird. I don't need another fat bird. Oh, but look how cute that is. Not getting the fat bird, but oh, look, I like these words. Let Heaven and Nature Sing's one of my favorites. I'm not getting the fat bird. I have the fat bird. And let me show you the fat bird card that everybody liked. One of the ladies said I was insulting birds. I said it's fine. The fat bird doesn't care. So here's the card. Is that not a cute fat bird card? All right, let me show you how I did it. The aspen dies are amazing. They have these great aspen leaves, a branch, the fat bird, some leaves, and then this big die. And so this is how I got started. I used, oh, I'll leave this here because I'm going to put my contraband in here. This looks like a big old crackly Easter egg. But I liked the idea. I wanted to make some of the what looks like Christmas sets not necessarily just Christmas, because some of these we can use all year round and we just don't think about it. This is such a pretty, it's not the, trees just aren't cut out. There's texture to them and stuff. There's little indents, which is really cute. Stampin' Up! Just does such a good job. So I cut a regular 5.5 inch, and then I cut one a 1/4 inch off all the way around. So it was 5 1/4, 5 1/4, and then 8 inches. And that's the inside piece. So I'll show you how I did that. Everybody did it. Everybody was happy. Again, it was a fan favorite. The Wonder Basement Bone Folder. She's doing some really cute things. She's doing some glue, little stoppers, and she's got some cute little scissor charms. I mean, she's just going to town. So then I wanted to add this to the top. So I put a little seal in the corners. Come on, friend. It's early. It's not awake. Roxy, that crazy puppy that you saw at 10 pounds, went up about 5 o'clock in the morning. We hear, "Can somebody help me?" And Roxy has tackled Walt. And Walt's in bed. So we had to go get Roxy, bring her down. Walt came and got in bed with me. And Roxy kept coming in and checking to see if Walt was still there, if he was up and ready to play. When the kids leave, it's so sad for poor Roxy and Jax. So I'm going to take this circle punch and go right in here and punch it. If you don't have a circle punch, we don't have them anymore. Use whatever punch you want. Use a die. Use whatever. But for the sake of my little video and camp, I didn't want them to die cut one more thing. And I have a bunch. So, and I tell people I never use anything that's retired. And I don't if you can't get it. But you can get something. We have circle dies. I could have very easily run that through a circle die. And then I'm going to fold this back. Okay, so, and on here is where I stamped my aspen branch and my words. So I did it like this. I snuck it under my scrap. So I took my scrap and snuck it under here, and that way I could get my words on here, and they just barely fit. Your kindness warms my heart. I can use that any season, because everybody just needs to be a little bit kinder. Let's be a little bit nicer to our friends. So this is going to go like this. So I know I want my branch right about here. So I'm going to put my finger kind of there and put my branch. I know I moved my finger, but I was paying attention. Right there. And some people added branches if they didn't get it the way they wanted. That's not a big deal. It's your card. You can do what you want, which we love. So then this seals right in here. And you can either seal this down or leave it flappy, whichever thing you want to do. okay? I sealed it down because it kept raising my card up. Method to my madness. Good morning, friends. I was early. If you're just joining me, I know I cheated. I was early. I have a million things. You're not seeing my pretty face because my eyes swelled shut last night. I'm allergic to something. Super excited when I woke up this morning. Scared small grandchildren. So I'm going to go see a doctor and they're going to tell me why my eyes swelled up this morning. Such a good look. But they were pretty much shut. So here's my pretty leaves. I'm going to stick that one up. I'm going to stick this one down. So I have an up and a down leaf. And this is that brush metallic. Holy smokes, it's so pretty. I've been doing this for 25 years and Stampin' Up! Just gets better all the time. I said I would quit when I didn't like it and was bored. Here I am. So here's my fat bird. So I stamped it and there's a die cut. I already cut it out. You don't need to see me cut. And then I took my pencils. I love our watercolor pencils for shading lightly. And so I like to keep them flat if I can and not have the points too sharp. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Not that you need to see my hands, but then you can see what I'm doing. And you can see how light it is. So I'm just really lightly coloring over parts of my fat bird. I live in the woods and I have pretty birds. Oh my gosh, they've nested on our porch. They keep laying eggs and leaving them. Dang birds. Then I worry about the eggs. I'm always checking on them, seeing if the birds are coming back. I don't touch them. I don't know why they keep leaving. They've done it twice now where they've left their little eggs and taken off. I live in the woods. I'm not sure why they need to do it on my porch, but okay, so I've colored my little fat bird. Fat birds matter. One of the ladies said it's not a fat bird, it's puffing itself up. Whatever, it's fat. So, and then I'm going to take my blender pen, and I can't do a ton of blending because remember I stamped it in espresso and it'll just darken it and kind of muddy it up. So all I'm really doing is eliminating any pencil lines that I have. So if somebody looks at the bird too closely, they'll just think I was super talented because there's no lines. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my bird right here. And then when I open the card, the tail comes right out and he's on the branch. Is that not a cute little fat bird? Okay, so now you have a cute bird card. I'll zoom out a little bit more. So here's your cute little bird card. Here's your cute little Wonderful World. This is that Wonderful World stamp set that's Sale-a-bration. So you can order this bundle and then get this free. That's a deal. And then, you know, I didn't embellish this. If you notice, there's no embellishments on this. I didn't think it needed it. Like I thought about adding some twine, some of the linen thread. I thought about adding some embellishments, but I just liked it so good, just like this. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. I'll be back here next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. This is, you can tell this is a camp card because it got well loved, so that the edge was rolled up a little bit. I have, if you ever come to my camp, they're on display, and people take them down, and they hold them, and they coddle them, and they touch them. And occasionally there's fingerprints. And it's happened before where my card's gone, and their card gets replaced on the display. And I go, I didn't make that. So again, thanks for joining me. Oh, here's a reversal. I use the opposite color aspen leaves. I don't know, I like them both. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. Have a great week. I'll see you back here. Thanks again. Bye.